Hey guys, I thought I'd do one more effect from Clovis Gay's MaxScript videos. This guy is I'm really impressed with with the features he can churn out with MaxScript. But this effect right here, if you look here at the top, this geometry is going to rotate and then it's going to kind of build itself. That's what we'll do here. Let me go back so you can see that again. This effect here at the top, where it's kind of rotating and building itself. That's what we'll do in this video. So let's just model that up right quick. We'll get an empty point cloud, and we'll just use the box point cloud shape for this. The box particle shape rather. Oh, I need a simulated ice tree. We'll grab an emit from position. And we'll just set that up right quick. We want one particle to start out with, no speed, and box shape. We go to the second frame, we get a box, right? So I really don't need you on the top. So I want to scale that down so it kind of looks like a piece. So we'll set particle scale maybe half. Nope, maybe 25. A little bit smaller, 15. Okay, so that's our little piece. And so we wanted to rotate around the Z. So let's just try that right quick before we lock it up. But we want to go the other way. So we wanted to rotate, and then once it does a certain amount, we'll say 180 degrees, we wanted to create another particle and rotate again. So the first thing we'll do is just set up the rotation per frame. We'll use our handy dandy state machine here. So our state machine, our first state. Yes, we want you to switch colors. Handy dandy yellow. So what we wanted to do each frame is rotate. So we'll do particle orientation. We'll get it and set it. Right. So we want that to increment each frame. Let's break this orientation down. Axis and angle. So we'll take a rotation, axis and angle. And put that back together. Put that back. And angle. Oh, I want to add. We'll just increment the angle per frame. Grab another scalar. And we'll add 10 degrees per frame. So let's wire that up, and you can see it already did something. So let's just move a couple frames. It's going. So you see how it's jumping? It should only be 10 per frame. That's because for some, oh well, number one, I think I need my simulate particles. Simulate particles job is to upgrade the particle information. I think if I put that, no. It's this state machine. These number of interactions per frame, when it's 10, sometimes it like does it 10 times per frame. But you see now that I put interactions to 1, I have to look that up in the manual. But this defaults to 10, and I think it like executes the state machine 10 times per frame. You see how it's jumping? So you have to put that down to 1. I only want one state evaluation, one state machine evaluation per frame. It works. So anyway, it's on the wrong axis, but it works. Okay. So, that works. So, but we want the z-axis. Let's see, a couple frames here. No, it's going the wrong way. So we want negative z-axis. Couple frames. Okay, so it's going. So when it gets to 180, we want it to. When it gets to 180, we want it to stop and create another particle. So that's looking good so far. Let's get another state. And this one, the first one is going from 0 to 1, and this will be our 1 state. So we'll make our 1 state red. Okay, plug that in, and we need a trigger for it to go to 1, and the trigger is going to be this angle here. So we'll do let's do an equal. If this angle is equal to 180, that'll be the trigger. So let's just test that. I'll do a little slower so you can see. So it rotates and it switches to state 2. Okay. So we got it. We have it rotating. We have it switching to. We have it switching states, like stopping, so it's not rotating anymore because state 2 doesn't have any. It's not telling it to do anything for state 2. That's why it doesn't do anything. So what we want to do is, when it changes to state 2, we want it to create another particle and rotate again. So to do that, let's just do it the wrong way right now. Well, let's attempt to do it the wrong way. You might think that you could just do another emit from position like we did up here. This emit from position is in object context. These state machines are in per particle context, right? So you can't plug that in. And it tells you that whatever you plug in needs to be per point, and this emit from position is in per object context. So we can't use that. Way to do it is clone point. Okay, so we say copy from yourself to yourself 1 particle, but it's going to be 1 particle that's in this state 0. That's the thing. It's only going to clone the particles that are in this state because we're connected to a state machine. So we'll enable it, and we need to move it. So since we're cloning points just to debug, let's put a display on our point cloud to make sure we're not having thousands of particles and we think it's only 1. Okay. So we need to move the particle position. We're just going to do the same things. We're just going to add. We need to break this position down. It's a 3D scalar, 3D vector to scalar, and a scalar to 3D vector. So we'll take this position. We'll pass in we need to move it along X, so we'll pass through the Y and Z. And what we want to do is add something to the X. Let's just test this right quick. Boom. So I need to plug it up. When you clone, set the new position. So what we've done here is we've said when it rotates and reaches 180, when it rotates and reaches 180, change it to state 1. When you change it to state 1, we want you to clone that point that's in state 0. And then we're going to move it along the x-axis 10 points, which may be too much, but let's just prove that it works first before we start doing other stuff. So it rotates and boom, it clones. Now we got 2 points and it's way out here, but at least it works. It's too far, but it's way out there. So 10 units is too much for our adding. So let's just do 1 unit and see what that gets us. So I'll just let it play this time. So it rotated, cloned the point. It cloned the point that was in state 0, and there was only one of those. And then it moved it 1 unit, so that's too far. Let's do 0.25. So we get this close. All right, that's too much. Let's do 0.2. Okay, that's almost perfect. I think that is it. Yeah. So yeah, we're almost there. So let's do it step by step and see what's happening. So it rotates, it clones, and it's back in state 0 because state 0 is yellow, but the next frame it goes to red and it doesn't do nothing. So we need to make sure that it's in state 0 and that it starts rotating again. So to do that, what we'll do is just grab a set data node and do that ourselves. So on creation, we need to set the state to 0. So let's just do that, and that's a property called, if we look at this, let's see, if we look at this, there's a property called state ID. So we need to set that to 0, and then we need another one, and we're going to set the orientation. I should do it. Let's see. So when you clone the point, set its state to 0, and the orientation will just set it back to nothing, just to make sure. So let's see how that looks. Rotates, gets to 180, clones the point, and it goes back to state 0, and we've told it anything that's in state 0 to rotate it. And when it gets to 180, boom. So that's the effect. It's done. It'll keep doing this for however many frames we have in the animation. It'll just keep going. Let's just do 250 frames. We'll come out. I'll maximize this so you can see it. And we have our particle number just to keep track, make sure we're not doing anything crazy. So let's just let that play. So it works. The sweet thing is that we can, how can I look at this? The other Y. Let me look at this from the top. Okay, yeah. So, sweet thing is, we can just clone this. And they'll all do the same exact thing. Watch this. Let's go back to camera, user rather. And let's look at this. So we've cloned the particle system. Watch this. Boom. And we could go into each particle system and vary how much they rotate. Let's do that. Let's say you do 7.5 degrees, and you do 15 degrees, and you do 5 degrees. Watch this. And we'll give them some more frames to play with here. So we watch this. Sweet, sweet. Softimage is so sweet. Watch this. That is so tight. So I mean, you could clone this point cloud however you want. You can even make it do 2 per. You can make it do 2 instead of just doing 1. It could do 2, but. So yeah, that's the effect, man. I'll be uploading the scene, and you guys enjoy it. Let me know if there's something else you want to see. Talk to you later.